Hey, we are the Lab Doctors. I'm Amanda.
I'm Dorothy.
And I'm Zhao Yong.
We are biomedical researchers who realized we still have a lot to learn about science.
So why not join us on this quest?
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Lab Doctors podcast. So this week we're going to be talking about...
I'm going to break format a bit. So we're first going to try some theatre of the mind.
Theatre of the mind.
Yes.
Nice.
And this is for everyone. So listeners, if you want to try it, you can as well. So go ahead and close your eyes. I'm going to insert a pause for people to close their eyes.
I feel like I'm in therapy.
Think back to a time when you felt you achieved something you really wanted. Do y'all need examples? So like promotion, graduation, getting an award, living another year of life, completing BMT without dying. BMT
What's
is
BMT?
basic
Okay.
military training.
Oh.
So I guess that's for the Singaporean guys out there. So what, if anything, did you want to do when you got that something that you really, really wanted?
Oh.
You can open your eyes, it's fine.
I was like, oops. Should I go first?
Sure.
I think I just wanted to work harder and study more.
Okay, Dorothy.
Mine is like secondary school. I wanted to be like in the exco of the prefectorial board.
Uh-huh. And then, like when you got it.
When I got it, I don't remember, it's so long ago. When I got it, maybe I was just proud ass woman.
So kind of failed experiment, but basically what I'm going to talk about today is celebrations. So like, like did you feel like you want to like tell someone and then like celebrate it? You know, that kind of impulse.
I guess don't say achieve something. Maybe
But
like when
that's
something
time.
good happened to
That's
you.
time. Oh yeah, I guess a positive life experience.
yeah, maybe. Yeah, like getting engaged.
So to give a bit of a context, we are recording this kind of early in January. A lot of things has
It's
happened.
Friday the 13th.
It is Friday
it
the
is.
13th.
Friday the 13th. Pronounce it
Yes.
properly.
And so,
Did you say a lot has happened?
yes, a lot has happened, Amanda. I mean, I personally came across a few celebrations, and then like next week is going to be the Lunar New Year. And I don't know if y'all know this, I'm not exactly a person that's very big on parties in general.
Oh yes, we know this.
Yeah. I mean, I guess for the listener. And so I wanted to look into celebrations and what they do for us as humans. Like, why are celebrations a thing?
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so speaking of what celebrations do for us, do y'all feel socially supported by this network of people after a celebration? Like, let's say the celebration is for you. Do you feel like more supported by these people?
Okay, before parties that are for me, I don't really like it. There's just too much attention to be had, which is why like when you say, oh, like, do you want to tell someone when something good happens? I rather it be in a small group, and I rather tell like a few people at a time as opposed to like 30 people at a party.
Right. So just to give a bit more context for this episode, like celebrations can literally be anything. It doesn't have to be like a very big party. It can even be like a small group. Like I go out for dinner with like a bunch of friends, but the purpose of this meeting is to celebrate some achievement I had.
Yeah. I do feel supported.
By
That's the
that
question,
group.
right?
Yeah. I don't know why when I was prepping this, I didn't think about all these things. But
Because you're a negative person.
excuse you, realist, not negative. Anyway, so I kind of want to get into definitions a bit on what celebrations mean, and also this other thing that the research group looked at. So Etzioni and Bloom define celebrations as the action of marking an important event or occasion. So basically just an event to mark something.
Yeah.
Culturally,
Wait,
yes?
does it have to be positive?
I would assume so because it's a celebration. So by nature, it has to be somewhat positive. But I guess you can celebrate, I don't know.
You can celebrate a person's death also.
Yeah, you can celebrate a person's death.
So it's just how you put it positively.
Yeah. Anyway, culturally and socially speaking, celebrations and their many traditions serve as a social glue that binds social groups and builds a sense of community. So like traditions in general build a sense of order for social events. And so if you need that, you do you. I personally can do without the strict traditions. I will just pick and choose whatever I like.
Yeah, and I think to me, traditions give me a reason to see these people or like meet up with people.
Yeah, it's that sense of order.
Yeah.
That like there's a reason for something to happen that that everyone in the community kind of agrees on. And it's like you build communities that way lah.
Which I'm thinking is like weddings lah.
Chinese New Year as well.
Or yeah,
you know,
any
like reunion
celebrations,
dinner.
birthday dinners.
But Chinese New Year is not like you're celebrating for yourself. You know,
Yeah, but in a sense, it's also like culturally speaking, like that's why.
like we have crossed another year.
Yeah, together.
Yeah. In a sense, it's like everyone suddenly in this community has something to look forward to.
Yeah.
At the same time, whereas people in outside these communities that don't celebrate Lunar New Year, then for them it's just like
It's just
nothing.
another day.
Yeah.
True.
So in a sense, it builds communities.
Right.
Yeah. So to go on a bit of a tangent, based on the definition of celebrations, must all celebrations involve a social group?
Yes.
Think about it. I said celebrations is the action of marking an important event or occasion.
Yeah, it can mark. You can mark it in your heart, like, oh, today I achieved something that I've never done before. Like today I've talked to a new person or something.
And then going on that line, must all celebrations involve, what they define it as is like social consumption, basically an event, like something that people do together or something that you do by yourself if you're celebrating for yourself. Must it include that?
No.
So can you call a solo celebration where I treat myself to a good meal a celebration?
Yes.
Yeah. Great. So that's exactly why this research group in particular defines celebrations more specifically, and what they're looking at is a term they call capitalisation celebrations. I don't know why it's called capital, but the three things that makes these celebrations different from just a generic celebration is that number one, the first one is just it's a celebration. It must be marking a positive event. Number two, social consumption. So basically an activity like either going for like a movie or concert or whatever, or just like having a meal. There must be some type of event. And lastly, it must include a social group.
Okay.
So not solo celebrations.
Okay. So they're seeing if this kind of celebration is beneficial for us.
Yes, for our well-being in the sense of perceived social support.
Okay.
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 Is that the only thing that they measured?
Everything that they measured is surrounding perceived social support. They had like many different studies in this one paper.
Oh.
I don't know how behavioral experiments are done, like whether or not this is normal. But for the few behavioral ones that I looked at, right, this seems to be a theme. Like in one paper, they have quite a few studies. So perceived social support, defined by Cohen, is the belief that you have a social network that will be there for you in case of future negative life events. So this is particular towards whether or not you think these people would support me through tough times in the future.
Okay.
I don't celebrate with them because I think of them that way.
Oh, no. It's
It's
just,
like whether you feel like they're there, they'll be there for you.
yeah, after the celebration, that's what they are going for.
Or whether you will feel that.
Yeah, or like a stronger feeling of that.
Okay.
Yeah. So, perceived social support has been consistently and reliably shown to be associated with many positive physiological and psychological health outcomes. So, this includes the ability to cope with disease and also reduce symptoms of depression. So on the other hand, the lack of perceived social support or feelings of loneliness has been associated with increased drug or alcohol abuse, high blood pressure, stress, and even premature death. Yeah. But do note these are associations, so they are not necessarily causative. It's just that there's a pattern.
Okay.
Okay, so even though the associated benefits of perceived social support are well characterized, very little is actually known where perceived social support is generated from. And that's what this research group, like across different institutions, Indiana University, University of Connecticut, and also Duke University, were interested to determine. So whether capitalization celebrations enhance perceived social support. So moving into the methods, most of this particular study depended on interviews and visualization or recall techniques, which is why I kind of wanted to do the theater of the mind thing at the start, but it didn't really work because, I just adapted their stuff and I didn't do it properly. So they don't actually like participate in a celebration then, like how do they feel? It's just like, okay, think back to a time or like, can you vividly tell me all the details of this celebration to try and like bring these people back to that point in time? So the number of participants for these studies were all in the hundreds up to 300s with ages ranging from 18 to 17.
Huh?
Wait.
Sorry, 18 to 70.
I was like 18 to 17. They haven't even get married.
To assess perceived social support, they use the multi-dimensional scale of perceived social support, or MDSPSS. Basically, it's just a very well characterized and established
questionnaire with
It's a
a
questionnaire.
lot of
Yes.
okay,
yes.
you have to answer a lot of questions.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. So like some questions include like, oh, there's a special person around when I'm in need, or I can count on my friends when things go wrong. Like, so these are the general type of questions
Yeah.
that they have.
And then you just put strongly
Strongly
disagree
agree.
or
Yeah,
strongly
yeah, yeah.
agree.
It's like personality test.
Oh, like the Likert scale?
Like a scale.
Yeah. Before we go into the results, I kind of want to try the theater of the mind again.
Okay,
Sure.
okay.
We close our eyes.
Yes.
Yes.
Let's do it.
So, I mean, you don't have to close your eyes if you can visualize. Like, I'll think about it.
Well, closing my eyes doesn't really help with my
That's true.
visualization.
That's advantageous.
Advantageous. But I just want to disclaim, these questions are generated by me with reference to like the questions that they had. If it doesn't work, like don't say that, oh, the researchers like come up with sham things.
just
No.
It's
dumb.
just
not a good
Xiaoyong.
researcher.
Yeah.
Exactly that. And so so for the first result, think of a time when a group celebrated a positive life event you had.
Okay.
Okay. Do you have like this particular group of people? Okay. So next, think about another group of people where you just like had a casual meetup with. And then also like try and immerse yourself. Think about the circumstances. Think about where you went. Think about like what you did, what you ate, what you talked about. If you can, remember these things. If not, it's like,
Okay.
okay. So which group do you feel supported by? Or like which one is stronger?
The ones that you celebrated with.
Same. Oh, so actually mine was a control. So like before and after
Oh, okay.
Oh,
the
okay.
news. Yeah.
That's the good research.
Okay.
I controlled myself. So it's the same people. Well, different setting because we went somewhere else after. And then like, yeah, we only celebrated after. Yeah. And I definitely felt more bonded after we talked about it.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, that is true. Celebrations, in particular, capitalization celebrations, which includes social consumption, is associated with greater perceived social support than just social consumption alone, which means like, let's say I go do an event with just this group of people. Like it's not marking any particular activity, like positive event. It's just I'm meeting up with friends.
I guess you can
Or
think
meeting
about
up
it
with
as us like just having lunch every day.
Yes,
and
exactly.
then like meeting up with someone because something good happened.
Yeah. And it is also, I mean, obviously, more beneficial than solo celebrations. Because, I mean, when you're in a solo celebration, there's no one there with you. So why would your perceived social support increase?
Oh, yeah, right.
Like
In terms
naturally-
of perceived social support, yeah.
Yeah, naturally it wouldn't. lah. So that's the first result, just their main thing.
Yeah.
So the next one, now think of a time when a negative event happened to you. And then you coped with it, or like you were consoled by a group of people and like you did an event, you did something together.
Wait, let me think of a negative event.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it so hard to think of a negative event?
It's your brain's way of protecting you, I guess.
It's like I've forgotten all the negative things.
I think the thing is, it's more difficult because I don't tend to be so open about the negative things that happen to me. I tend to just try and struggle on my own or like with the people closest to me.
Okay, but like, has there ever been a time in your life where it's like, oh, something bad happened, and someone was like, let's go for ice cream, or like, let's go for a walk?
Because you don't say it, so nobody knows. And therefore no one's like, let's go for a walk.
Okay.
Yeah. I think I just tend to diminish my own problems. So then
Yeah.
if people don't show me some level of support or like the expected level of support, it could be because I'm not giving them enough information
Yeah.
about it, you know?
In a sense, I guess there's also a subconscious aspect to it, because the results are like people are more likely to believe they will have support for future negative events after thinking about celebrations rather than thinking about like people consoling them.
Yeah. Which is weird. Like the one is
One is literally there when there's a negative event happening.
Yeah.
But either way, so basically, if you want to feel like you are supportive towards a friend, then it's more about showing up for their high points. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that if someone reacts more strongly to your high points, the more like when really super bad things happen, then I will likely go to them. So for example, I'm really thinking of the biggest contrast, like wedding. Like you're like, oh, I'm getting married. I tell this group of friends and they are very, very happy for you. But if like one day I'm getting divorced, I will go to this group of friends who like were so supportive. Because compared to like maybe my distant relative who are happy for me, but they don't react so strongly, so you won't know if like they can give you the consolation you need.
Right,
Yeah.
So the third one, so this one is like a bit more really, I was just following the list because it's easier. So now imagine you have just completed a difficult project at work. So yeah, you have been working really hard on this project for weeks and the project was a success.
Okay.
Yay.
Can't relate.
So as you head out of the office for the day, you see your co-worker Jamie.
Jamie.
Gender neutral.
You tell Jamie about your good news and Jamie was very visibly happy for you.
Okay.
Hold that in your mind. So the next day, while you're waiting for a meeting to start, you find out that Jamie has shared the good news with the group that you're meeting with. So now imagine your co-workers respond with, "Oh, that's great. And we are so excited for you."
In that tone.
I mean, of course not. Like, yay!
They're like, oh, that's great.
Yeah.
You sounded sarcastic.
Yeah, you sounded super sarcastic, dude.
Okay, like genuinely, yeah, that's great.
Oh, that's
Okay.
great.
So on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being completely unlikely, how likely would you depend on these colleagues through a negative life event?
Oh, because it's like a second, like there's a messenger in between.
Not necessarily, it's just like people also celebrate for you. I mean, for one, firstly, Jamie was already very happy for you. And then the next one is like, even the rest of your colleagues are also very happy for you. So 1 to 5, 1 being completely unlikely, how likely would you depend on these colleagues through a negative life event?
I'll answer your question first, then I'll ask the questions I have.
Okay,
Not that likely.
so like 2?
Yeah, because it's colleagues.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
I would say a 3, pretty neutral.
Yes, 30 question.
Number 1. Why is Jamie sharing my good news or my bad news?
That was what I was thinking. I was just like, excuse me, Jamie, why are you
is
so
that?
kaypoh?
As
Oh
in,
my
because
God.
if it's a good news, actually no, if it's your own personal stuff, like you should be the one sharing it.
Yeah.
Does it matter?
But there's a reason. There's a reason why they
Depends.
made
Like
it this way.
like if I'm getting married, I want to tell you the news myself. I don't want Zhao Yong to tell you the news. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Oh, wait,
Yeah.
is this about negative or positive stuff?
This is you had a positive stuff and then they told someone.
Yeah. So then my second question is Jamie as close to me as my co-workers?
Yeah, the assumption is just they are at the same level. They
Yeah,
are all the
okay.
same level.
And Jamie just happened to
Yeah.
be there.
Yeah.
Then why is Jamie being a snitch? It's like if you tell the outer circle,
Yeah.
it's like fine.
Yeah.
But like you tell the same level.
Actually, I agree. When I looked at it, I was just like, why Jamie so okay?
No offense to any Jamies out there.
Yeah. No.
I guess I'm fine if it's same level though.
Yeah.
But if Jamie is like one circle out and then she tells the inner circle, that's the one I'm like,
That's not okay."
That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like same circle, I don't know if everyone's on the same level.
Yeah, I think it's okay.
Okay, I
also
think
lah.
it depends on how big the news is also lah.
Yeah.
Like submitted your thesis.
I think that's fine.
That's fine.
I think that's
No, I was
fine.
thinking more like because recently my friend got pregnant and I found out earlier than the rest of the group, and I had to keep it a secret. And I had to pretend that I was like
You were
surprised.
Jamie. Oh no, you weren't Jamie.
I weren't
sorry.
Jamie. Oh my goodness, because it's a very big news to me and it's not my news to share.
Yes. But I feel like those are a lot bigger. So
Yeah. Than
So,
the
yeah, it's
normal
a
like
bit-
graduating.
don't really, yeah. Okay, so actually the scenario hasn't ended.
Oh my
So
god.
same context, Jamie is like, so Jamie want to tell people.
Okay.
But instead, this time, imagine your coworkers responding with, "Oh, that's great. Oh, yeah, we are very excited for you. Oh, we should like go out for a celebration. Let's go for like a lunch." So scale of 1 to 5, 1 being unlikely again. How much support do you feel from these people now?
It will increase by 1.
It will
yeah,
increase?
it will increase. Sorry, I don't know if my 3 is still a 3, but it will increase.
It will increase?
Because then there's effort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Because so similar to the results from like another study, this group showed that responding to a positive life event with social consumption may actually serve as a more active and visible like sign of support rather than just like positive like, hey, that's great, or like sending a text that's like, congrats, whatever. If you go with like, oh, congrats, let's go for like a meal sometime, actually people feel more supported by you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm thinking of the, what do you call it, capitalism, capitalization celebration. And if I think of it as monetarily, then yeah, they are spending money on me, and that's more effort. That's more effort than sending a text because it's free.
data bills, but it's probably a few cents.
No, I mean it's a package nowadays, but like they take out time and they take out money.
Exactly.
And the effort to ask you how it's.
Yeah. So this celebrations episode, we're going to split to like 2, and I'm going to stop the results here right smack in the middle. The paper has 3 more results, and I guess a bit of a spoiler, the first result is on whether or not virtual celebrations produce the same results, and also whether or not the identity of the organizer affects perceived support.
For sure, right?
And the last one I'm just going to keep a secret because I find it the most interesting. But anyway, in conclusion, celebrating achievement is actually very important and it helps with social cohesion, so we should do it. Kind of had a 180 perspective shift after this. I was just like, oh, I think that's why people hate me. But anyway.
People don't hate you.
I just wouldn't go to you for support.
Yeah. And
we gotta ask Dorothy out for more meals.
I mean,
You
for
have to
me,
spend
it's
more money
more
on
like-
me.
I mean, like for me, it's just like, oh yeah, actually celebrations is not really about whether or not it's deserving, it's just celebrating people. So like, why
That's
not
what
do
it
it?
should be.
Exactly. And so, yeah, let's destigmatize celebrations. Let's celebrate all small things. As long as it's important to someone, I feel like it doesn't matter whether or not you feel important. It's just whether or not they feel good about themselves, right? And as usual, subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Spotify. A like and a comment would really help us out.
You can also follow us on our social media, Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook, and feel free to DM us any questions.
Alternatively, you can email us at thelabdoctors@gmail.com. We'll post the links in the episode description so you can check that out if you're interested. Thank you.
Congratulations and celebration. Da, 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 da.
Bye.